Well, this movie sucked. Nah, just joking with ya. That was terrible. Yes, cringeworthy intro aside, my name is Brandon, aka the BrandoCritic, and on this channel it's my job to point you in the direction of movies worth checking out. So if that interests you, definitely hit that subscribe button. And today I'm going to be telling you if The Joker is worth a watch today. The short answer is yes, but I should let you guys know that this movie is extremely dark. You know, this is not a pleasant Batman adventure comic book movie. No, this movie is about the Joker, and this movie does take a very realistic look into how someone like the Joker might come into fruition today. So if you're looking to find that summer blockbuster being released in October, then this movie is not for you. But if you want a movie that you can discuss on the way home from the theater and discuss its ideas and the things in the movie that are really thought-provoking, then this is the movie for you. And the two reasons for that, Joaquin Phoenix's performance and just the overall dark, unsettling tone that this movie has. Dark and unsettling, but also really, really intriguing. Now, I know that a ton of people on the internet are raving about Joaquin Phoenix's performance, and I have to agree with them. Joaquin Phoenix was phenomenal in this movie because he rides that line of both sympathetic and tragic. Like, you can see him and just go like, oh my god, dude, I feel for you. Like, your life is just absolutely terrible. It's in the dumps, and like, I want to reach out and help you, but yet on the other spectrum, he is just insane, and he is extremely scary. Like, if I saw this guy on the subway, I'd be like, you know, like, get that guy away from me. But that raises a really good point. This movie tackles a subject that, you know, people like you and me, like whoever would see him on the subway and go like, you know, just, I don't want anything to do with that guy. We created the Joker. You know, that one kid that you grew up with who was just kind of weird, a little odd, maybe had some mental problems, maybe had some condition, but you know what? It's easy to go along with the grain. Let's pick on that kid. You never know what that kid might be capable of. You know, in this case, he has severe mental problems, and all he wants is to have a reason for existing. He loves comedy. He loves to make people laugh. He wants people to smile. But people are laughing, but they're laughing at him, not with him. Constantly being told that he has no reason to live by his boss, by his friends, by his family. Literally, no one is on his side, and all he wants is just the approval from someone. But since that he doesn't get that, and people like us just say like, no thanks, we created the Joker. It's themes like this that you think about on the way home from the theater, which I find is really lacking nowadays. Most of the time when I go see movies, especially this year, you know, you watch the movie, you're entertained by it, you drive home, and you don't really think about it too much. On the way home from the theater from watching Joker, it was completely silent. I had the radio off, no music was playing, and I was just thinking about this movie. I was thinking about how wonderful his performance was and how scary it was. And like all the thought-provoking messages, like how constant neglect for someone who has mental problems like this keep adding up, and all the things that he has to live for are constantly taken away, that he reverts to violence. So much so that violence is the only answer. It's the only way he can find joy, and so much so that it's hilarious to him. And the scary part is, in the context of the movie, I mean, trust me, what the Joker does is not justifiable whatsoever. But in the context of the movie, you understand why he does it, which is something kind of genius. You kind of sympathize with the crazy serial killer, but then again, you are also on the side of, this guy is completely insane, he needs to be stopped. And to add to that unsettling tone is the setting and the cinematography. Now, this movie makes Gotham look just absolutely disgusting. You know, you see constant graffiti everywhere, all the buildings are all run down and gross, and there's garbage everywhere, and there's homeless people. Honestly, Gotham looks like shit, right? If any of you guys have been to Vancouver, Main Street in East Hastings, that is entirely Gotham. And it just acts as like the perfect place for someone like the Joker to rise up with constant neglect and all of these problems and just how shitty his life is. Like, you look at the place where he lives and you just look around and, you know, he's constantly trying to be happy, you know? But you look around and it's just disgusting. There's nothing happy about this place. You just feel unclean while watching it. But with the cinematography, one little trick that I noticed that they did a lot, normally when in cinematography class, in film school at least, they teach you about headroom, right? Like, I know this is not the best example, but I'm looking at my monitor here, but you know there's a bit of headroom, right? You don't want it to be cut off, you don't want too much headroom, right? Like if I was doing the whole video like this, it'd look a bit awkward, but a lot of the shots, they actually look like this. Like the heads are just cut off. And I don't know if that's a slight nod to being like, oh, people are losing their minds, but it just doesn't look right. And that's just like a little subtle nod to say that like this story and this character, something's off with him. And it's extremely, and I've said the word many times already, I get that, unsettling, but it works. It's that slight little filmmaking trick that I noticed that they used quite a bit. Like watch the movie and you'll realize that a lot of the shots, they actually cut off like right about here when you should have a bit more headroom. So with Joaquin Phoenix's sympathetic yet downright scary performance as the Joker, mixed with Todd Phillips's great filmmaking, you have this great, dark, unsettling, that is the perfect word to describe this movie, interpretation of the Joker. I'm gonna give Joker a 4 out of 5 because I really did enjoy my time with this movie, even though it's not the most enjoyable movie to watch, if you know what I mean. I totally understand why the entire internet is raving about this movie because it is really, really good. Anyways guys, thank you so much for watching. Let me know down in the comment section down below, what is your favorite interpretation as the Joker? Now for me, I think it would be a bit too early to say just because I just saw this movie a couple hours ago. But honestly, Joaquin Phoenix and Heath Ledger, they're neck and neck. And if you like this video and you want to see more videos like it, definitely hit like and subscribe. And thank you so much again for watching. Take care.